Hey everyone, I just want to showcase a new farm in the realm of Damnation that I've been running recently. This is a spot that I knew that the realm was solid, but I just couldn't figure out where. I knew that some of the EU players in Aftershock were farming realm, and I just explored the area a little bit, and I ended up finding this spot. And this is about, let's see, we have 12, 24, 20, about 24 legendaries over the course of about 4 hours, which is exceptionally good. So I want to go ahead and showcase the experience rates, the loot, and the route of this farm. Let's jump into it. So here we are in the Realm of Damnation, and as I mentioned, I just peeked up on Realm of Damnation and tried to farm every single area. I've tried the Citadel of the Damned, I've tried the Hall of Punishment, I've also tried this area over here to the right of the Hall of Punishment, and the Molten Egress in some sort of circular fashion. I just could not find it, and so I was down here testing out a few areas in the Forest of Misery, and then Plains of Torment is where I found the best experience rates. You start off here in the last vestige here, and you just go ahead and run up to Plains of Torment and start farming in a circle, and I'll show you the route there. Now, this spot has some of the best experience rates I've ever seen in my testing, as well as the ability to get infinite kill streaks, although I do not think you should. You should probably stop at 1300, because that's about the time it takes you to get 10 monstrous essence and to turn that in. Now, what's nice about this is the blacksmith and the bestiary is very close to the waypoint, and the waypoint is quite close to the farm, so we'll go ahead and run up there now. I'm not sure if there's going to be someone here, and looks like we're disconnecting, but that's okay. And so we are here, and this is the farm. So I'll go ahead and run this route real quick for you. It's a very basic route. You're going to walk into a circle here, and it's important to note that you're probably going to want around one party. You can have multiple parties, to maybe even 3 parties, but depending on how many parties you have is going to change how you're going to go about the farm. So there's a spawn right here as well. And you're going to keep running in a circle here just around this entire area. There's going to be a shrine spawn right here, which is going to increase your experience rates as well due to the ability to spawn an XP globe shrine. There's also going to be a shrine right here, although it's not spawned. So you're going to kill all the enemies in a circle. I like to go up and pick up this enemy group as well. Looks like it just spawned. But we're going to pick up this enemy group as well, and then continue down past around this dead tree right here. Continue on our way, and then there's going to be another group right here that we're going to pick off, and then we're going to go and end up back at the start of the farm. It's very simplistic. You literally just run in the circle over and over and over again, and it looks like we maxed out our bestiary right there, and it's that simple. Now, when you're running multiple parties versus a singular party, or just 1 or 2 of you, the strategies change based on that. So we're going to go ahead and just showcase a few of the runs that I ended up doing in the background here while I explain some of the strategies of this farm. All right, so here we are. We're in the farm, and it's very simplistic. As I mentioned, you're just going to run in that circle and kill off the monsters. When you have a party of 4, what happens is the monster spawn rate is accelerated, and so you have a faster monster spawn rate, as well as you have a higher chance of spawning elites and ancient elites, and the yellow monsters, I'm not sure what they're called, but we were able to get about 6 ancient elites, or the orange legendary dropping monsters, at least more common to drop legendary monsters, 6 per hour, which was very good in this circumstance compared to a lot of other areas that I've farmed in. Not only that, but I also was able to get a ton of extra elites and yellows to spawn over the course of the time I've been farming. And so this spot in a group of 4, I was able to net 100,000 experience per minute. Now that's also including the monstrous essence turn in. It's going to include all that other stuff that we're doing alongside of the farming. It's not going to include, however, any experience shrines, because I was not lucky enough to get an experience shrine during this time. So it could even be higher experience rates depending on how lucky you get during the time period that you're farming. That sample size was over about an hour-long period. That is very good. I've tried other areas. I've tried library at its peak. I only got about 80k experience per minute. And so what do we need to do to get this 100k experience per minute? Well, when you're running in a group of 4, you are going to need to kill off each pack of monsters and make sure that the entire pack that spawned is killed before you move on to the next one, or you have someone clean it up behind you, because areas like that where we just went over that middle part of the farm, the monsters were not spawned yet because we did not kill off the wolf in that area fast enough, and so it did not spawn fast enough. It will not spawn unless you're actually in that area and the monster before is completely killed off. So without running a bunch of people, that party of 4, whatever that is going to need to kill off each spawn of monsters as you go through, as we're doing here. Again, don't leave any of the monsters alive, otherwise you will ruin your kill streaks as well as ruin the spawn rates and ruin your XP per minute. Now, on top of that, you're going to have to make sure that your whole group is running consistently in a circle together. If you have someone that is running around and killing off all the monsters in random places, you'll also ruin your kill streaks and ruin the spawn rates at the same time. Not only that, but when you're returning from your monster's essence, skip the monsters, do not kill them off, and join up with your squad and keep running the circle. Do not randomly kill off a pack of monsters as you're returning, otherwise it will cause you to ruin your kill streaks as well. Now, if you're running multiple parties, the strategy changes. With multiple parties, you're going to need to only tag the monsters. Why are we only tagging? Well, if you end up killing the monsters, the second party may not get credit if you've killed the monsters before they can hit them. So this is very important for you to maybe drop, for example, as a Crusader, drop your Consecration AoE field, do a tiny bit of damage, and then let the other party kill it off. This is very, very important to note, because if you do not do this, then the two-party system does not work. You would rather just have a singular party, because both parties will receive less experience. But with a well-coordinated two-party group, you can get more experience than the 100k per minute. Although I've not been able to test that very consistently over an hour-long period. It's hard to get 8 people together in the same area that are coordinated. Now, if you're running less than a party, maybe 1 to 2 people, you could still use this method. However, it will be less spawn rates. If you're solo farming, you will most likely not be able to keep a kill streak permanently up, but you will be able to get some solid experience rates nonetheless. If you're running a 2-person group, you will be able to keep up the kill streaks and you'll get some solid experience, but still not quite as much as the party. Keep in mind also that if you're running a party, you'll be able to get access to your 12 normal gem drops per day in the open world, which will be really, really nice. You can see here that we ended up experiencing this farm kind of together, and not a lot of people understand the coordination of the circular farm. And so it's completely okay if that happens, but making sure that people understand the circular farm rotation is very important for you to maintain your 100k experience per minute, because that's the core mechanic of this area. This also applies to a lot of other areas in the game, which I will oftentimes be going over in the future videos, simply because of how often you can actually chain together kill streaks in that circular farm. But I wanted to go over this one specifically because it is the best loot and best experience that I've ever seen. Not only that, but I'll go ahead and showcase what type of kill streaks we were able to obtain, even with turning in our 10 monstrous essence. So here we are back with our run later on, after everyone kind of adapted to the strategy. Again, this is not something that's normally done in the open world, so it's not very common that people will understand what is being done here, and that's completely fine. Very easy to inform people. But you can see here, we're at almost 1,100 kills, and an Ancient Elite just spawned. I completely forgot that was in this clip, but there you have it. There's another Ancient Elite, and this is infinite kill streaks. You can see here 1,100. That's obviously more than the monsters in the area from one rotation here. So if you go ahead and repeat the rotation over and over again, you can go ahead and infinitely scale up your kill streaks if you actually care about that. But I recommend that you go ahead and turn in your monstrous essence every single time you get 10, which ends up being about 1,300 kills. So there is the potential for this spot. I am super excited about it. I will be continuing using this farm spot for a little while. I have a few other ones that I really enjoy using as well. And of course, this is not going to be very good for anyone if you're not able to get a coordinated group going. So if you're not able to go ahead and go in a circle, if you're running around all over the place, or if you have multiple groups in the area that are not coordinated with each other, this spot goes down drastically. So this is one of those areas where it's going to be difficult if you have random people in your group. That's just kind of what it goes. Hopefully people will understand how this farm works and adapt, because if you have multiple groups that know what they're doing, you can even get more out of this spot. So there you have it. There is the new Realm of Damnation spot that I've been using. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you understand why it's good. That being said, I'll see you for the next video.